as Valentino Rossi on his outlap. So look at his eyes, looking down at the information, not looking at the road really. Well, he is, because just the eye line is slightly lower than that. But into Tosa, that's the left-hand hairpin that leads the long uphill climb all the way up to Piratella. There it is behind the McLaren, and he's right on the gearbox or the rear wing, and he's not going to try and... Yeah, he's passed up the inside into Piratella. Well, quick learner is our Valentino.
Is he ever? Right, this is going to be lively, isn't it? This would be quite something if he could go fastest in Q3. This might be right in the headlines a bit soon, but you never know. So as any cheaper presses on, it would be great, wouldn't it?
Brilliant, wouldn't it?
So downhill plunges Eddie Cheever. Powers his way now uphill once more. Just gives you an idea of what the circuit is.
The times that we'll expect to see by the time we get to the end as Valentino Rossi comes into the Villeneuve chicane. I mean, you look at the car and it looks great.
Yeah, I mean,
he looks great.
Absolutely. I was going to say, there's absolutely nothing that makes you think this is a relative rookie behind the wheel. Yes, all right, he has done a little bit of car racing, both in the old Block Pan Endurance Series, as it was then called. He's done occasional races in the Gulf 12 Hours, done a bit of rallying, the Monza Rally. He's competed in a good few times. So he knows what a car is about. He knows lines, he knows about racing. But he's giving away a huge amount of experience compared to many in that class. But it doesn't show in the way that he's driving right now.
Absolutely not. I mean, one of the things that when you make a transfer from motorcycles into car racing is the braking potential of a race car is way beyond that of a MotoGP bike.
Fred Levish looks pretty content about it all as he sees about to get all sideways off the curve. He's monstering the VSR Lamborghini there. You can see him at work.
I would say he must be absolutely loving this. I mean, this is proper racing.
Absolutely.
But can't get down the inside into Ravazza, backs out of it. Rightly so, because there's no point getting stuck behind a car that you know you're quicker than. So he's dropped back, Fred Levish, watching now whether there's been any coaching from pit wall to car to tell him, you know, don't get involved in a race. Give yourself your own space, but be careful of people behind you, that you don't impede another car. The 38 Toyota McLaren continues on its way down towards Ravazza.
That's Marvin Kirchhofer at the wheel. And we've just had a lap time cancelled for Dennis Marshall, number 66.
Into Tamburello, back to Valentino Rossi, who's got a little bit of air between himself and the Mercedes directly ahead. It's Kirchhofer in the McLaren F38 that's gone quick. It's a 139.8. Where did that come from?
Fantastic. So the McLaren goes quickest in Q3. That drags it up the order on the average now to go fourth. So Marvin Kirchhofer 139.892. Outstanding effort. Christopher Mies, by the way, has lost a lap time for track limits. Aurelian Panis has just gone fourth. And there Valentino Rossi comes now up through Variante Alta. Again, the car a bit twitchy though as he clips the curb. Of course, in a car you can use the curb where you can't on a motorbike as such. They've got a yellow flag at Tamburello, but that's come out after Valentino Rossi went through. So this is an important lap for Vale. It should get him up the order.
Yes, and he gets up the inside. So, I mean, you think he's been racing a car for a season, not just this is first race. One thing going out and doing your testing, whatever you might do, is when you get into a race, and what's coming through to me is, here is a guy who's a racer. So did he back off, or what is he, just slightly unusual, running very close to the pit wall as he went across start-finish line?
He was 10th, he's just been bumped back to 11th, but it was a good effort by Valentino Rossi. 1 minute 41.132. Charles Wirtz has had a lap time cancelled for track limits.
Bentley in trouble, and that's coming out of Tamburello, so we don't know what is the reason for that, but running slowly, you can see off the line, so not really bothering anybody. Kirchhofer again, looks like he's going to go even faster than that 139.8, David.
He does get
leg pit lane, so Gugnon, well, he's in second in this session and second overall in the fastest third sector for the Frenchman, so very good effort indeed.
Yeah, stays second in Q3, but second on average is the big gain there, and that was a 1 minute 39.559. 700ths adrift.
Dan Harper in the BMW. Well, he was up into 9th, just been bumped because Caroli in the 54 Porsche has elevated himself in this session up to 4th quickest, but Dan Harper in the new M4 Evo BMW down in 11th, losing one position in the space of having taken the time to say he'd gone up to 10th.
Big slide by Rossi coming out of Variante Alta. That's his bogey corner, really. We've seen him getting up on the curve. That time it was just very sideways. And also we have Robert Renauer, 911 Porsche, losing a lap time for track limit abuses. Here to the timing line comes Valentino. Breaks the beam. And that lap should be an improvement for him. 30th in the session he is now. And the car's down to 13th on the average. So, as we get a replay here, that was the side.
Wow.
That was coming out of the chicane. Brilliant moment.
Well, I tell you what, he's working hard. You can see what happens, and that he's got phenomenal car control.
Absolutely.
I mean, Fred's goes, whoa, he got away with that.
that's what P-Ward's nice, isn't it? So,
what have I got myself into, my man? At least it's entertaining.
Absolutely. But the good thing is Valentino keeps saving it. I mean, okay, he might look a little bit wild through that chicane, but as you say, like, amazing car control he's got, gets him out of stride.
I mean, for him, that's nothing. I mean, you get
that in the titles, I think, now, don't we? Another improvement, Benjamin Lecen in the boots and Audi number 10. Right, Marvin Kirchhofer and Jules Gounon, after their heroics, are in the pit lane. And Valentino Rossi, I think he's still circulating, but he's fallen back now to 32nd. His best lap is a 41.1. He's about a second and a half away from where he needs to be at this moment.
So here he goes again. So he's going to run all the way through and again cuts the corner, but everybody much seems to do the same. And shortens the distance that he's got to make before he gets across start-finish line. So Rossi currently in this session 34th now. He got a personal best in Sector 2, but nothing in Sector 1 or Sector 3.
And the BMW there, look, number 50, Dan Harper, giving the impression that even though it's 12th in Q3, he's not given up yet. He wants one more lap out of this, and he will get one more lap out of this. 18th, the car is on the average.
And it looks as if he's got relatively clear racetrack ahead of him, so he can focus on what he's doing rather than worrying about...
Baggy's out. But it's only a yellow, not a red. Alain Adam hoping to let the session run if he can.
So...
Look left.
Oh, there it is.
There's
there.
the car. It's an Audi, but that doesn't narrow it down much. It's not 32, is it? It's not a Charles
it was.
car.
It looked like 30. The colours were like 32. I didn't want to say it was.
Oh.
It is. Dries, is it? No, it's not.
Charles Weerts.
Charles Weerts. Charlie Weerts.
Oh dear. So 32 in the gravel.
Well.
It's the car on pole position, but it's in the gravel.
Well. How often can I say well?
It's about his own efforts there. So this is the provisional order at the end of qualifying with the average time. So this is, if you like, for the grid. This is not the individual Q3. Fastest in Q3 was the McLaren of Marvin Kirchhofer, but that brings the car up into contention, not onto pole. It is Dries van Thor, Calvin van der Linde and Charles Weerts Audi that will start from the top, ahead of Lucas Legere, Patrick Niederhauser and Christopher Mies. The best Mercedes is third, of Raffaele Marciello, Daniel Cadea and Jules Gounon. The best McLaren, though, is fifth. Dennis Lin's efforts with Vincent Abreu and Christian cleaning the other two elements of qualifying, putting it fifth. And the best Ferrari, sixth fastest, which is Miguel Molina, Nicholas Nielsen and James Collado. The Marvin Kirchhofer McLaren 10th then, that he shares with Ollie Wilkinson and Rob Bell after being fastest in Q3. Best Lamborghini, only 13th, number 63, Jack Aitken, Albert Costa and Mirko Bortolotti. Relatively speaking, quite a long way down the order, therefore. And you can see as we scroll through how the different classes pan out as well, with, of course, the best of the pros being in the form of the Audi number 32 and the